Hey everybody, this is Professor Lucien, and this is an updated video for fall 2023. For week 6, traditionally, I try and use it as a get in and play with the OSHA website lesson. So I've kind of expanded it based on some things that I've been doing. I'm going to call attention to everything to make this easier for you because not everything is as it's been, and I feel that's always important. So for this week, we're going to be, it's basically looking in the OSHA standards. I've got the lecture 10. I could probably put it right there. That'd be easier. I've got this recorded video podcast I did at the end of September. So between that and the lecture, I want you to watch both of those and then do your reflection. The reflection is a couple questions on what you learned from the podcast I did, because I do talk a lot about my experiences when I was with OSHA. And the lecture here is I kind of go over the basics of using the OSHA website and a few other things. Down here below, I do have my old videos, but the thing is they updated the website since I made those. Thus, I'm making this one. So I've got old stuff here you can refer to. And then what I want to do is go into the OSHA website and work on this worksheet here. So let's bring over this worksheet. If you complete this, and it doesn't have to be like printed off or anything. You could just like do it electronically and have it open. The answers to all these questions are meant to, this is the scavenger hunt, by the way. Answer to all these questions is the quiz. So complete this. You're not going to turn this in, but you're going to complete the quiz. And by getting those questions, multiple choice, correct, then I know you've completed this properly. Okay? So that's what we're going to work on. So I'm going to put this on the other screen. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to use this as a guide to kind of just take you around and kind of show you some things really quickly. So the first question that came up on that sheet is, where do what are the new poster requirements for the Fair Labor Standards Act, which is the FLSA minimum wage? Now, they changed this website too. So this is Department of Labor. OSHA is under the Department of Labor. As far as agencies that are under the Department of Labor, you can see there's quite a few. Whether you're a safety student or a business student, you should be familiar with many of these. A lot of information here to find, okay? But if we go under topics, and I used to go under posters. By the way, I tested all this stuff earlier. The question was, what do I need to have for the employee rights under the Fair Labor Standards Act? So, but when you click on this, you get an error. Ruh-roh, right? So if you then go search our site and you get to this, and if you go down to posters, right? Is it posters or is it the... oh wait, that would just take me back. I think if I look under the Fair Labor, that's what it was. Fair Labor Standards. There it is. FLSA. Thank you. We get this. So this is everything you need. Everything is right here. And here's the poster. And look, they've got it in all kinds of different languages, which you're supposed to have it in the language of your workers. But if we were to click on this, excuse me, it kind of gives you an updated version that you could get copies of. Large, small, color, black and white. And what's interesting is I think the reason why the link went dead is because they determined that the previous version, which was the August of 2016 version, no longer fulfilled the requirements. They updated it. So April 2023 this is the new poster for April for now. So I think that's why. I think they haven't fixed that link properly because in April 2023, which was just, it was like 6 months ago, let's be honest, hasn't been identified or improved. And I think if we were to try and click here, so you can kind of see here, the minimum wage hasn't changed since 2009. That is not good. Overtime pay, at least 1.5 times regular pay for all hours worked over 40 hours a week. There's child labor laws here, tip credit, pump at work, enforcement, and additional information. So this is something that needs to be posted in every workplace. Every workplace. One of those things. There are OSHA posters too. Remember? That are required. And if I was to go back to posters, going in reverse here. If I was to find the OSHA one, it's the law. Let's see if this works or not. No, it doesn't. But if I went to, we could find this on the OSHA website too. What is it? Workplace occupational posters. But it'll just bring me back, won't it? Yeah. So they've got some bad links here, but I do know that I can get this from the OSHA website. There it is. And what does it say? Can we open one? I just want to see it. English. So all workers have the right to a safe workplace, raise a concern. And sorry, with all these things that you need to go over this stuff with your worker. And so when I do new employee orientation, even though I tell them, I'm here to help you, come talk to me, we'll try to fix it, I do make the statement, and I'm very clear with this, if you don't feel that that either myself or the management here is not listening to you and trying to provide you a safe workplace, you can call OSHA, and this is how you do it. And you won't be blamed, nothing bad will happen to you. We want to make sure things are safe, but we would prefer that you come talk to us first. Employers must provide employees with a place free from recognized hazards. Dude, that's straight from the general duty clause. And then it talks about when you have to notify OSHA, you got to comply with standards, which is we're going to be doing a lot of here, and other information. You guys have already looked at certain OSHA things before, but yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So let's go to the OSHA website. Typically when you jump on here, there's like a thing saying, hey, sign up for quick takes, which is interesting because that's one of the first questions. And the first question here for the OSHA website is, what topic is addressed in OSHA rule change? Which topic is addressed? Okay, so that's bad wording, but let's do it. Let's go into it. So do we have anything on here? So we've got reminders and cool stuff. I think this is for workplace stress and mental health. That's a very new area for OSHA. Let's see. We got Heritage Month, agricultural safety, new silica initiatives. Who won the suit? Oh man, I really wanted to submit an application for this. I think it's usually due in like June or July. And it's for training. It's coming up with training, but there are different things. So targeted recipients, and I think high school students should be a targeted recipient. Materials development, capacity building. I don't even know if are there any Wisconsin award winners? There's an Illinois. Southern Illinois University. See, why aren't we trying to get some of this money for additional training for our students or for high school students in Wisconsin? No Wisconsin applicants were awarded anything. That's rough. Looks like some other colleges got. So I'll be kind of monitoring this throughout the year. This isn't even part of the tour. It's just, do you guys understand how I think now? I look through things and read things. Here's quick takes. All right. I think we could also find it under news. Yeah, quick takes. It's a newsletter. It's a bi-monthly, so twice a month. Is that the right term? Or bi-weekly? Is that twice a month? But, okay, so they've got another language. That's pretty awesome. So we can take a look at the latest issue. And the question again is, what topic is being addressed through a initiative? Here it is, silica safety. So here it is. Silica safety, that's the answer. So that's the answer to the question. So hopefully you can find that, put it in there. I'm not going to show you all the answers to all the questions, but show you where to get to them. Next one has to do with a news release, which Wisconsin company was cited recently. And if we go to news releases here, you can see they have it by subject and date, October. And so here it says which one and why they were cited and how much. So I'll let you find that. Next is find the OSH Act, the General Duty Clause under the OSH Act, We can do that several different ways. We can go under the OSHA tab. It's got About OSHA, Find Offices. I think you guys probably ought to use this. The poster, if you want a job, Freedom of Information Act, speaker requests, all under this. If we go under the About OSHA and go under the Act itself, we should be able to find the General Duty Clause, which is right here. And there you go. Each employer shall furnish to each of his, I say his and hers, employees employment and place of employment free from recognized hazards. That is considered the 5A1 standard, the General Duty Clause, 5A1, General Duties of an Employer. Okay? I gave that one to you. All right, let's go back. Okay, that's not that. Can I go back and get back to the home page? Yeah. Next question has to do with, under the Help and Resource tabs, the data, and then click on Data, what is the 10 most frequently cited standards, which a lot of people write about. And I wanted to do it because there's ways in which you can, what was I going to say about this? Get further insight into the most frequently cited standards. So if I go under Help and Resources, there's data. We can look up certain establishments. I think we did that in another lecture, though. Fatality reports, filing a complaint, overall publications, safety health topics, videos, but they aren't very good. Compliance assistance information, and then training information, which we'll need for later. So let's go under data and the 10 most frequently cited standards, and here they are. So they've got them listed up here with links, and then they've got them down here with pictures. The question is, what are the top 5? Top 5 are right here. And then you see the number of violations and what the standard is. If I was you, I would just copy and paste this, and you'd have everything you need. Or this whole thing. How do we do that? Well, if we're in, am I in the right thing? Yeah. So I could just, I did Control-Shift-S, and then I can copy. Okay. That's what I do. If I was you, and you were me. Okay, so now the next one is for fall prevention. What does OSHA provide under the fall prevention campaign? So if I go under topics, let's see here if it pops up. Oh yeah, fall prevention is right here. So for employers, workers' rights, it's all right there. HAZCOM, heat, PPE, suicide prevention, trenching, excavation, workers' memorial. See, these are all things that they've had like on this main screen here, and then you can look at it by sector too if that's what you're interested in. We're going to be doing most of our stuff through general industry instead of construction or agriculture or healthcare, things like that. So let's go into fall protection, and welcome to the campaign. And here's the answers here. This is what they're doing. What's the question again? What's OSHA provide under the fall protection campaign? It's all right here. I'd copy and paste this. Looks like they have fact sheets and things like that, or plan, provide, train. You know, they have this like stand down for falls, things like that. National safety. Oh, they call it the stand down. Yeah, that's what it was. So they do that because it is a frequent cause of injury and death in the workplace, but not number one in either category, just common. The next question has to do with enforcement, annual inspection data. So we've looked under this OSHA, we haven't gone under the standards yet, I don't think. Enforcement. So enforcement, annual inspection data, it's all right here. So the question is, are they going up or down? I'll let you determine that. But I think these are interesting numbers. I'm not sure what they include, if it's just federal or federal and state, but that's something you could look into. Next question has to do with standards. And I provided on the sheet the actual subpart. So let's take a look at that. So in the actual lecture video, I kind of break it down by, title and part and paragraph and all that stuff. So if we go under standards, laws and regulations, we need to decide the part we want to go into. In this class, we're mostly going to spend our time in general industry, which is 1910. If I designated it as a construction, then it would be 1926. If I designated it as maritime, it would be, I guess it'd be 15, 17, 18, or 19, depending. Agriculture is 1928. Record keeping is 1904. And then there's whistleblower. I'm not sure what that goes under. Oh, it's something completely different. All right. So that's what you need to know. We're going to be mostly under general industry. And here's a problem. If you just like search for an answer, like a keyword, like in this one, it's what are the portable ladder setup requirements? You might fall under, it may take you under construction or maritime or agriculture, and then you give me an answer and you'd be wrong because it's not cited under general duty clause. I'm sorry, under general industry. Realize that. This is important, that if you are giving me language or citing a standard, and it's supposed to be general industry, but you're citing a construction, it's completely wrong. It's wrong. And so you'll get a 0 for it. Just realize that. Make sure you're careful. We just had a student present his case study. He's graduating, and he mixed them up. He should have been citing general industry, and he was citing maritime. And I'm like, you can't do that. It's at this point in your career, how does that get by? I suspect that many of you in this class, this is very straightforward and easy, and you won't have a problem with it. So the ladder information I had indicated on the worksheet is under subpart D. So subpart D is walking working surfaces. Ladders, it's highlighted because I was in there playing with it. So what kind of things do we need to know? General requirements. It has these interesting things about the spacing. You can just copy and paste this if you want. I think possibly the most interesting is this right here. So if you use a ladder to get onto a roof, it's supposed to be 1 foot out for every 4 feet up it goes on the wall. So if that's a 20-foot ledge, and that's what we want to get up to, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So therefore, you need to be 5 feet away from the edge. And what that does is it creates the proper angle by which it needs to be set up, so that it's not too far out so it might slip, or too straight up and down so it could tip over. You're also supposed to extend it 36 inches or 3 feet beyond the surface if you're using the ladder to get to another surface. The reason being is you can use 2-hand contact, or 3-point contact, 2 feet, 1 hand, 2 hands, 1 foot, as you scale the ladder. And when you get up here, you still have that 3-point contact, and you can safely step off onto the surface. And depending on the height, it may have to be secured. It looks like these rungs are not equal. It looks like somebody hand drew this. Way to go, OSHA. That's the basic idea. And there's other information for fixed ladders. You can see. Kind of cool. This was updated not too long ago. They added the pictures. Yeah, so it's fairly easy to fall off a ladder if you don't set it up right, or if you don't use it right. Next question is subpart E. What is the minimum height and width requirements for an exit route? So I'm going to go back one, subpart E, and design and construction requirements for exit routes. That's what the question had. And then I'll let you find it. It's not a long standard. You could basically read the whole thing and find your answer. Next question. For general industry, what are the requirements for a respiratory protection program? And I said subpart I. PPE, respiratory protection. So what's the question again? What is the requirements for a respiratory protection program? So let's see where the program is. It's usually under paragraph C. That's just, there it is. I only know that because I read a lot of standards, but usually they put the program requirements under C. So you would just cite 1910-134C, C1, C2, that's C4, that's where it ends. That's the requirement for the program. There's other requirements here, and you may want to kind of look around, but that's all I'm asking for you to know at this point. Next question is, what are the requirements for first aid kits non-mandatory? That's subpart K. IJK. Okay, so I already have it here. So medical services and first aid, I think this is a short stand. It is. It's very short. Not much there. But the non-mandatory is the Appendix A. And it basically states, example minimum content for generic is the American National Standards Institute Z308.1. It says 1998. They need to update this. I believe it's like 2008 or 2010 is the most recent. But that's the basic requirements. You could just copy this. Next question It's the second to the last question already? How do we go through this so fast? Next one is general industry, subpart L. What are the training requirements for fire extinguishers? So subpart L, fire extinguisher portable. Let's see if it has training in here. Exemptions, general requirements, selection, distribution, maintenance, testing, hydrostatic testing. Training and education, here it is. Here's the requirement. Where the employer has provided fire extinguishers for employee use in the workplace, employers shall also provide an educational program to familiarize employees with the general principles of fire extinguisher. Employer shall provide education required. Upon initial employment, the employer shall provide employees who have been designated to use firefighting equipment as emergency action plan with training. Employer shall provide in training. Yeah, that's it. We haven't done training in my workplace yet, but I told them to use the pass method, and that is pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the trigger, and sweep it back and forth. That's basically all you really have to tell them, though. If you really want them to fight fires, you should probably bring in either a local fire department or a consulting group that does that. And then they actually take them outside and let them practice. Yep. The bonus question. What's the difference between the OSHA 10-hour and the OSHA 30-hour? Where can we find that? Let's see. Under news? I don't think so. How about under help? Yeah, here we go. Outreach training program. Right here, find a trainer, replace a card. There's probably other places to find it. Where is the training program for the 10 and 30? It's got to be here. Class information. Okay. 10 hours intended for... Okay, so you guys can find that. I think there's also... Is it under topics? Okay. Is it on the front page? And I know that I saw more of a direct... for OSHA 10, OSHA 20. I mean, I found it, yeah. But I just remember seeing something that was a little bit clearer by the trainer. Not the Training Institute or that. Oh, I saw it. There we go. Yeah, okay. Is that it? Program overview. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so all the information's right here. Sorry about that. I was in the right place, but I didn't go far enough. I got a little confused. So, for this week, that's what I want you to do. I want you to watch these two videos and complete the reflection questions. I think there's only 3 or 4 of them. Pretty easy. You just got to watch these, take some notes, and then complete this quiz scavenger hunt that I just showed you, kind of what to do. Go on the quiz. It's 10 multiple choice questions that you already have the answers to. So just choose the right answer. And it should be pretty obvious. If you're so what's the word? I don't know. If you're interested, I've got older videos of showing different parts of the website, but it's when the website was old. Some of it helps, not really. You do not have to watch these. You do not. It's optional. That's why I put it as optional. Just got to do this stuff. So that's all we have for this week. Let me know if you have any questions.